Jay.
And the Mutant Ninja Turtles.
I tried Freddie Williams, but he was way too busy for us.
Everyone thinks because you're a zombie, you don't know good coffee. Well, they're wrong. There's only one brew that gets my seal of approval. Deadly Grounds coffee is my guilty pleasure. The aroma is so intoxicating. It brings all of my neighbors out of the woodwork. Deadly Grounds coffee. Coffee to die for, and zombie approved. It's good to get a little deadly. Use the front door! Oh, they're so disgusting.
Hey, happy Tuesday, everybody. You're watching Splash Pages powered by the Dorkening Podcast Network. We have an awesome show scheduled for you today, and we're missing somebody, so we're going to stall until he comes on. Rich, Velvet Joker, how's it going, bud?
It's going great, guys. How is everyone doing tonight out there? Because I'm stalling right away.
Love it.
Man, having some fun here tonight. You know, we love to do it big style here in the Splash Pages. award-winning amalgam. Feel it. Love it. See it.
Love it, love it, love it. Jar Jar, how's it going, bud?
We are here tonight, and I am happy. And this is gonna be a great show, and I can't wait for Drew. Tell me Drew's showing up, right?
No, not yet.
Technical difficulties, Drew.
Well, you know, we can we can.
Oh, it's time to do the show. Oh my god. It's time to do the show. I'm late for an important date.
We can talk about Thor's butt without him.
Yes.
Wow, for real, Thor's butt, Odin's son.
So I have to tell you, my
wait. You had an undigitized butt?
no.
Oh no,
okay.
no! I thought.
So you were just dreaming about his butt? Is that what you're trying to tell me, Leo?
Well, as soon as I saw that, I thought, well, so my sister has a huge crush on Thor, but
what woman doesn't?
Yeah.
But she's upset that he cut his hair, and I'm like, his hair's gonna be long again, and I showed her the trailer, and it was the trailer's friggin' hilarious. The first one, with the Guns N' Roses, the new trailer is really good, but it definitely shows a lot more of it.
Yeah.
Not his butt of the storyline.
Oh,
you
flicked too hard.
You're the God Butcher.
Yeah, people are upset that he doesn't look like the comic book. I'm so.
So he doesn't have the okay. So
I'm sorry, but the comic book character looks like so many other characters. It's kind of generic. It's kind of good that they went a different direction. Like he looks like Sleepwalker. He looks like Cad Bane. He looks like Voldemort. He looks like there's so many characters that guy looks like right there.
Yeah, Black Obsidian.
Yeah.
And the list goes on.
And on and on and on and on.
I'm gonna
so
find
I'm okay with how he looks.
So
and I'm also not familiar with the storyline, so I don't care.
I mean, yeah, you can't see the tendrils. Other than that, he's very close.
Are we sure like this is the final form?
I was gonna say that.
I also know there's supposed to be like some kind of crazy sword he's supposed to get and stuff.
Well, we saw him wield the sword in the trailer.
Oh, was he? Oh,
Yeah.
I must have missed that part.
Yes.
Somebody posted a picture, and
mango.
So it was Lady Thor. She does the superhero landing.
See, the reason I went to watch it, people are like, "Wow, Jane looks so hot in it," and I went to look at it, and I was like, "She looked I'm confused. She looks the same." I'm like, "Did I miss something?"
So, I mean,
there he is.
He looks tired.
Turtle Boy.
Oh, I should have worn a turtle shirt too.
I know. I'm actually upset. Out on the porch, I actually have a full-size Mikey. I didn't prepare at all.
Oh.
Myself.
Drew, we were talking about Thor's butt.
I'm gonna go.
We got no Drew.
No, I'm here. I'm just saying. All right, I'm gonna go.
You're going through
the new trailer. The new trailer looks very good, and I did not focus on that. Although I'm sure many female Marvel fans did.
Did you?
Will it be pixelated in theaters?
Yes. No, probably not. That man works out hard, so let him soak up all that glory.
Oh hell yeah!
I just think
I wish I had an ass.
Seeing Gore the God Butcher, Christian Bale's character, which has been pretty under wraps until this trailer, and he looks terrifying.
We were just talking
You're not
about
upset
the
about the
nerds were
non-comic book look.
I'm sorry, what?
Go ahead, Jeremy. I'm sorry.
I was asking if you are upset by the non-comic book look.
Honestly, it's a hard look to pull. So I think it's fairly close. Again, there are some things in comics that don't always transcribe well into cinema. So, I have enough faith in God, I can never say his name right. Taika Waititi and his
don't
team.
even attempt that.
Yeah, so I think it's going to be, I think it's going to be good. Christian Bale, it's one of those people who really takes method acting seriously, and we've seen when it really works and then when it doesn't. So it'll be interesting to see which one this is. I think for me, the big draw is we have clearly we're starting to inch into different pantheons of the Marvelverse, and with those characters come other characters. I mean, very clearly we saw Russell Crowe as Zeus in this trailer. And again, I have said this, and I will keep saying it. If this leads us to an Incredible Hercules movie, I'm all for it.
So did you catch the scene? I saw it posted online, and it's with Jane. She's holding up Mjolnir, and the lightning's coming down, but there's like 5 faces behind her.
Yes.
Like
so we had a Lady Death.
Yes.
Was one of them. I forget. I watched the analyzation afterwards.
Did they say was God Butcher one of them?
No.
Now, do you think this will connect with the God Butcher and stuff? Moon Knight?
Well, any of the gods, and if they're going to connect the pantheons, I think there was even where you saw there was below Zeus, there were some other gods, and I thought I saw some ears, which could have been Bast, possibly, which will also connect to Black Panther as well as Moon Knight.
Mm-hmm.
It's true. The pantheon is really Marvel's collection of all gods. So we could see a lot. I mean, it really depends on the scope. I mean, I think if it's done well, it can be good, but at the same time, you don't want to overstuff, which is already a pretty crowded movie. I mean, you have the Thor characters that we've already seen in the films. We already have the Guardians now a part of this. It's a pretty busy movie as is, and I think, honestly, it's one of the more ambitious Thors. Don't get me wrong, Ragnarok was pretty big in its own regard, but this is even bigger. So
it could be. And I thought it was really interesting. We saw in that trailer alone at least 4 or 5 different Thor looks. And the one where he was armored and he had that more helmet, and it was during the Walt Simonson era, where I don't remember why, but for some reason his bones were brittle and he needed this special armor to protect him before whatever happened to make him better again.
Some sort of enchantment. Yeah.
Cool nod to the Walt Simonson.
Indeed. And again, I think what I noticed, the trend that's been happening, I think within the last, I say 2-3 years, is that the creative powers that be at Marvel slip in these references to their comic book accurate costumes. Like we saw in Loki, the older Loki was very comic accurate. Wanda and Vision, we saw their kind of comic accurate costumes, even though it's Halloweenized. That was pretty great. And even in one, I think it's the running montage that was in the beginning of the first trailer, we see a comic accurate Thor costume. Sure. So I think those to me are really great because they look absurd, but that's the best part about it, is that that's kind of embracing the comic book absurdity of these costumes. I mean,
well, not only that, just acknowledging, the character's history, and just
Yeah.
a little wink and nod to the true fans.
Well, I'm just saying, like, I just think that it's just that's the kind of nod I appreciate because it's subtle,
Yeah.
but it's not trying so hard. Because I feel like sometimes some Easter eggs are so blatantly obvious, like it's almost insulting if you don't notice them. They're
Well,
like,
and
"Oh,
then
look at me! I made this reference," and it's just like, "Cool, bro," but is this
I also
contributing
think
to
a
the
lot
story?
of the less in your face Easter egg, it's more for the as I don't want to call us true fans or whatever, but like the guys that do read the comics and stuff. And also, we're not having to sit there and then explain the Easter egg to the person next to us that has no idea and be like, all right, well, you see what happened about 45 issues ago in 1976. Walt Simonson wrote this issue. And, it's better.
We've
It's
all
kind of
been
like,
there.
oh, hey, there that is.
That's why I stopped seeing comic book movies with people who weren't fans, because I got real tired of that drive back where it was like, okay, so was this like the comics? I'm like, oh my god. I was like, you don't. By the time I get you, I would have already 1/4 of this. No, it was not.
Yeah, I've earned the nickname Carl Robinson in my house.
Yeah, see, like all Marvel, but personally,
We're losing Drew.
We are. So I found
I think with is just
He's
with
pushing
moderate
through.
like
Hey Drew, I don't know if you can hear us, but your screen is totally frozen and your voice is totally broken up. So I don't know if you need to reboot.
You got a squirrel chewing on the wires, my friend. So that image with Lady Thor and the people behind her, I found somebody listing it, and so behind her on the right we have the Living Tribunal. It says,
"Oh no shit,"
and then Lady Death. And then behind Death, it says it's harder to tell, but it looks like how Jack Kirby drew Zeus. And it doesn't say who the other one is.
I like doing this stuff with you guys. You guys analyze the trailers. I watched the trailer once or twice. I'm like, all right, that's cool. And then I come on here and you guys are like this. I'm like, oh, that was in the trailer. Now I got to fucking watch it again.
I also thought, Jeremy, it was interesting, the very beginning of the trailer where you've got Korg doing the narration.
Because I love that, actually. That was great.
That's Taika Waititi.
Yeah,
he's the director, and he's setting up the whole thing.
Yeah,
so I was
great.
like, oh,
like,
that's a great double bump. He's doing
yeah, I was loving that, the whole dialogue being read to us. I was like, that's really fun.
Well, it's really fun, but to me, it felt like he was telling the story of Thor like he passed.
That's an interesting.
I think I saw that online. Someone says, will Thor die in this movie? Like the speculation. Interesting, Leo. Interesting.
I mean, that was my first thought when he's
passing of the torch.
Yeah.
Could be. And will she have cancer in this one? Because in the storyline where she was Lady Thor, she had cancer, and when she became Thor, it eliminated the chemotherapy, but the cancer remained, which is a crazy storyline.
That's not the What If?
No, that was in the actual. She was Lady Thor in the comics.
Do yourself a favor. Don't read that What If.
What if Jane Foster became Thor?
Yeah.
But she did.
Not many of the What Ifs were good.
We've read a couple that were good, but not the real early ones, though.
Yeah. They're hit and miss.
Yeah. Oh, totally.
Absolutely. But we have other news out here, right?
Oh, yeah.
We do.
There was another trailer, wasn't there? Oh, you guys were talking about I didn't even watch it yet. I can do that right now.
What?
So
Spit it out, boy. What?
yeah, Walter Hamada testified today.
Oh, did he?
Oh, did he? Okay.
So this whole Johnny Depp Amber Heard thing.
No, yeah. I actually am sick of it, except for this one part. I gotta know what happened here.
First of all, we're talking about the Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial. And Leo, who is Walter Hamada?
Walter Hamada is a writer for DC Comics. He's in control of DC Comics.
Yeah, he's
right?
the president right now.
Yeah.
All right. And so he testified today.
He testified today for the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard trial. And they were asking him questions about Aquaman and whether her role was diminished due to the news and due to the whole lawsuit and everything. And he testified that it did not, that they were already looking to possibly replace her due to the difficulty in chemistry between her and
Momoa.
Samoa.
These Samoan.
The wild Samoans.
He let in, he said it was difficult to edit around it, but they were able to for the first movie, capturing their chemistry. Apparently it was not too good in the first cut.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you've listened to any of this trial, neither of them are terribly nice people.
No.
I think it's it kind of sets a double standard, you know, if they kind of leave her in the film. I mean, regardless of however you feel about her performance in Aquaman. I mean, I remember everybody comparing her hair, and it's funny because I remember this quote that Mark Hamill was talking about that he did with Harrison Ford, where he was talking about how his hair was different. Like, is this the same as in the other scene? And Harrison Ford was just like, kid, if the audience is looking at your hair and not the thing, we got a different problem. And I was like, it's the same thing. I was like, okay, guys, it's not going to be comic accurate hair. Okay, clearly comics have better font and better coloring. Real life, we don't have colorists. Otherwise, Leo's head would be on flame like the Phoenix.
It's not already. No?
Well, also, side note, I just realized something. If we were playing a game, you would have to be the NPC that welcomes us and gives us all the instructions. Kind of like that guy in the Jumanji movies. It was like, welcome to Jumanji. That would be welcome to
Just
Splash
keep
Pages.
repeating it over.
Yeah, just welcome to Splash Pages. You know, I'm the monkey behind the keyboard. You are, and just give this our role.
To the left, we have Velvet Joker. To the right, we have Drew Mollo. Below,
and diagonally, we have Jar Jar, or Jar Jar, or whoever you choose.
So Leo, that news refutes what she was saying. She said because of the news that so.
Right now, I just thank you, Rich.
Oh yeah, where were you going, Drew?
Point again. My point being is that Johnny had to leave Fantastic Beasts because of the fans, clamoring for this, going on her testimony, which we now know she fabricated a lot of.
Yeah.
And
holy crap! Did you see that picture she tried to pass off? It is the most. I'm sorry.
No, that's fine. My point being is, I just think it really sets a horrible double standard if she isn't recast. And it is not an insult to James Wan. It's not an insult to Jason Momoa or everybody else in the film. It's just you cannot say that there's equality if you don't enforce the same rules. And Rich is right. This whole thing, like, I mean, I was never the biggest Amber Heard fan. The most I remember is like, oh, hey, it's the blonde neighbor from Zombieland who ends up like getting wrapped in a shower curtain and hit with toilet paper and killed by a sink. Fine. I was like, we should have just finished it off there. Johnny being Johnny Depp, everyone here has probably one Johnny Depp movie that they really enjoyed. They're still going to enjoy it. But just now you're like, it's kind of like with Woody Allen. I was like, love your work, do not like you. So they're both not great people. And to be quite honest, I'm kind of looking forward to this whole thing over so we can kind of focus on other things. Because I feel like now I'm just like, hey,
with
celebrities are fucked up like the rest of us. Great.
I think they're way more fucked up than the rest of us because nobody's there to tell them no.
Yeah.
God damn. Man.
You know,
it's some fucking weird shit people do out there.
And it's so funny because I feel like I've seen more people care about this than they do current events in the world. And to me, that's the thing. I'm like, that's really sad.
Yeah.
You know, like there's a lot going on in the world. Not a lot of it's good. Let's just be real here. Not a lot of it's good. But like, this trial. And I'm just like, everything else that we could be discussing. But this trial.
It's something to, obviously there's a ton of bad shit going on in the world. You know,
it's almost legalized federally. Did you guys know that?
Oh, I did not.
Like,
really?
Yeah, like that shit's like up in the Senate or House or something like that. If I understood politics.
Nice.
So, are you going to run for Congress then, Jeremy, on a pro-green background? I can just see the sound.
I would be so corrupt. I'll tell you all now. If I ever ran for anything, I'd be the most corrupt politician there is. People would be like, "Yo, if you did this for me, I'd give you a lot of money." I'd be like, "All right, go ahead."
I could just see this now, trading in favors for old comics. What condition is that Action Comics?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I can tell.
Nothing over 8.5. Nothing over 8.5.
Yeah.
Under 8.5, really.
Oh yes, just Senator Jeremy gave us this delicious plate of brownies. Oh, very nice. Mm-hmm. I was like,
it'd be a happy town.
So I just want to say for our viewers out there, if you are watching the Amber Heard and Johnny Depp trial and enjoying it, it's a nice distraction. You know,
absolutely. I'm enjoying it for the distraction it is too, because I'm actually sick of the world. So it's fun for me. I don't feel emotionally one way or another about either of them, but it's just an entertainment distraction. And I'm sorry that their lives are entertainment, but I didn't put it out there.
No.
Well, for me though, I'm emotionally pushing towards Depp. You know, as I'm sure I've told all of you, you know, my first wife was very abusive, and
dude, I'm actually seeing so many similarities going on with the Heard. I'm like sitting there going like, oh my fucking God.
Well,
careful.
No,
I
know. That's where I leave the line. I'm like, fuck that.
Your lawyer is not present. We cannot.
I know.
You know, so same with you, Leo. I don't know what NDA you signed.
He's out of litigation.
Yeah.
I'm in it.
That's fair. Right.
I'm getting
sorry.
I was just gonna say my you know, just some of the little smiles she did, you know, definitely reminded me of my first wife, and that really irked me. But to know the pain of, you know, you have somebody wailing on you and you can't do anything about it, you know. It's, you know, I was always taught to treat women with respect, and you never put a hand on them, and it's just, you know, somebody's attacking me and I can't do anything about it. You know, that's
you defend yourself. You protect yourself.
Well, I mean, that's why this arm is like virtually no feeling. You know, it's just years of blocking.
Yeah, and I'm sure Leo, her commentary of who's going to believe you that a woman beat you up, and I'm sure you heard that.
That's the most disturbing part of this whole thing, because like, before even my own situation, I'd sit there and I'd hear sob stories from guys and I'd be like, yeah, but what's your part in it? Because like it's kind of, I guess, my own sexist like thoughts, like, you know.
Cancel you. I'm sorry, what? Keep going.
Yeah, no. I love being able to self-admit when I'm wrong about shit like this, because through therapy, it's helped me grow a lot. And like being able to, I've actually found more comfort in saying I was wrong than when I'm right. Like, because I don't know, it just feels better to me. And like,
excuse me, yeah, keep going.
This whole thing, like, I was never like the person that'd be like cancel Johnny Depp or anything like that. But when you first hear it, it's like, oh great, now there's another fucking guy. I have to not be able to watch his movies and shit. You know, another Mel Gibson or something like that.
Yeah, I think what it is also is it really did reveal. Again, it's the double standard. That's what I like to keep them back to. Because I remember when this first all started, everybody was up in their arms about canceling Johnny Depp. They were siding with Amber and whatnot. And then, when we found out a lot of what she said was fabricated, when she said that one very disturbing phrase, I'm not going to repeat it. I didn't hear I backed the wrong horse. I didn't see that. I just saw a lot of tails between people's legs. And I was like, suddenly there are crickets.
Oh yeah.
And that's my thing is, again, maybe it's just because as a storyteller, I'm always like, you got to see the big picture. You're only seeing half. And some people, you don't want to see their side. And sometimes you don't have to because, you don't want to hear the abused side. You sympathize with the abused. It doesn't matter what their rationalism or they cross the line. But this is a weird situation where I just feel like this entire trial is just opening the window to both their lives and just airing all the dirty laundry that's been in the room.
That's the worst part of it. Like, I would be so like, I would just be like, look, I give up. If my divorce was on, I know this isn't their divorce, but like if it was like live I'd be like, I quit. Give her everything. I don't want to do this.
And I think the other thing is, I just hope this opens up other discussions and a better understanding that we cannot just automatically jump to it. I feel like sometimes it's we didn't do more before and now we're doing too much now. Yeah. Like in the past, women would come with abuse stories and whatnot, and people would just kind of push it aside. It was a kind of a generational thing. Like, oh, you married him, so it's like somehow he's allowed it. Like this weird old school mentality that these things happen, but no one speaks about it. You just kind of grin and bear it because, and now you have these people that there's the assumption, there's the like, this is fact. And it's like, but now we're like, is it? Like it's
this is a much bigger conversation, Drew, than we want to have.
Yeah, essentially it's a huge
Here on Splash Pages.
Yeah.
My point
being is into a whole other show.
Right. But the point being is essentially my thing is it's not black and white. A lot of people like to put things like this in black and white. It's a world of gray. And we do not have the time to talk about that. So something else, please.
But speaking about gray and black and DC Comics, I believe with the coming of Black Adam coming out this summer, DC is rolling out a mini series. I was reading that they're going to kill off Black Adam and have him sort of go mess through hell.
Isn't he right now in charge of like his own planet? Like he's, I believe he's running his own planet like peacefully too. I haven't read DC in up to date.
Having a Kandahar. Where's his country?
Yeah. Also, isn't he no longer called Black Adam? Isn't he like Shazadam or something? Like,
yeah, I think that changed too. Yeah, I don't even know.
So dumb. Like,
we're bad dorks.
Well, we're not bad dorks. We just don't. We're allergic to poor story choices.
Drew, have you heard any rumblings about that series?
I haven't, but I mean, it's funny because the last time I remember reading about Black Adam, it was him and Shazam recapturing all the sins that got out on the Rock of Eternity. But they were like basically a magical Bill and Ted because it was Black Adam from the future state, the 853rd century.
Mm-hmm.
So he was older, but he was younger. And I was like, how? And then it's just magic. I'm like, okay, that makes sense now. But I honestly, I I'm kind of like on Jeremy. I'm really out of the loop. If Leo hadn't told me who had died in Justice League 75, I wouldn't have known or cared. So thank you, Leo.
You're welcome. And it's what's odd is seems like some of the current books like aren't addressing it yet. I have no idea what's going on.
Is that like a recent drop, Leo, or
it's been what? There's been what, 2 drops since it?
So do you want to tell us here live on the air? So for those that don't know,
2 drops.
Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert!
What? Tell you who's died or?
Yeah, who died?
We don't know. Kill? I don't know. Do you know?
They killed off everybody, right?
Who's everybody?
Ginger Man.
Most of the Justice
League. Superman, Wonder Woman.
Yeah. Yep.
Really?
Flash, Green Lantern.
Oh, that can't be real.
So nobody's left alive. Not even
the new. Hold on, I'll tell you.
How the hell are they? Is this like some simulation and Brainiac's made off on some like convergence?
Damn, that story.
Yeah, I know. I had to hit DC with that one.
Yeah,
that was horrible. Although I did like the Adam story in that. That was kind of cool.
I felt so bad. I met that writer, Jeff King, and I have him sign all my convergence, but I just did not have the heart to tell him. It's like, thank you so much. Enjoyed it. In my head, I'm like, no, you did not. You had no idea what's going on. And I'm like, wow, I'm a horrible fan, but I just wanted to signature. But
not everyone's a winner.
It's, you know what, Rich? Every good writers are like filmmakers. Sometimes they got some stinkers in their catalog. You know.
Did anyone see that trailer with George Perez and Marv Wolfman for Cartoon Network on like the new Teen Titans?
No,
actually, I threw it up on the Splash Pages Facebook. It looked really cool.
I mean, I saw. It was funny because when I saw the tribute that had a Nightwing, which was Marvin George, the pizza truck, which I thought was so sweet. I started looking up other tributes, and I didn't realize that they had ended up in Teen Titans Go, and that was surprising because I feel like George Perez's energy belonged in a cartoon, just very.
He's very jovial,
jovial and
Splash Pages.
What happened?
I was asking Leo if he can pull that up from Splash Pages.
In 1 second. So I got a list of people that were killed in Justice League 75.
Oh my God.
Batman.
Let me read it, man. God.
He was just.
Oh, that looks awesome.
Drew, you got fleas over there? What's going on?
I just got sleeves.
Okay, so let's just say almost the entire Justice League is gone. Is gone, yeah. I believe.
What are they killed by? What happened?
It was.
Did you just read the comic to me?
It was a dreary night.
Turns the page.
I can bring up the book if you want.
Lightning flash.
We'll read through it real fast.
There we go.
And Jeremy, to answer the question is, who killed them all? Editorial choices.
Nice.
So does that mean we're getting or are they doing a whole reboot #1 going on in DC? I know Marvel's got another one coming up soon.
I don't think they're doing a #1, but it is a new Justice League.
Okay.
Yeah, Marvel has gone
cuckoo
for #1s.
I just realized there is one news thing that I'd love to interject briefly to talk about if I can. Because I recall it was something that came up to me when I was looking through Screen Rant stuff. So if I can, gentlemen, I don't know if you guys are fans of Deceased. That was DC's cosmic zombie thing. They've released, Tom Taylor has released solicitations via his Twitter that the 3rd volume is happening. It's going to be totally awesome. And essentially the thing is that now the infection is spread to the universe. So the Earth was saved, but they've doomed the universe. And speaking of Shazam, they're going to have probably, which is I think one of my favorite versions of Cassandra Cain, is returning. So, gentlemen, if you don't know this, in that universe, she becomes the next Shazam. So, Batgirl as Shazam. It's
interesting.
Amazing.
That's Sam.
Listen,
Sam.
That's Sam.
I just want to say it's really great. And honestly, anybody who's listening, if you haven't, and you're just like, oh, why am I going to read DC's version of Marvel Zombies? I thought that too. But I was really impressed with this story by Tom Taylor and a bunch of people. All the tie-ins are fantastic. Please read it. It's actually a really great read. So
yeah.
So I think they said that's going to come out this year, if not maybe early next year. So definitely keep an eye out for that, everybody. So
yeah, I've only read the deceased part to it. I didn't read the tie-ins to the first volume and then volume 2.
Volume 2 is amazing.
And then now I got to read volume 3 too. God.
Yeah, and then if you get a chance, Unkillables was their tie-in.
Yeah, that's it.
The villains. It's awesome. Thoroughly great. But yes, that was one news. What else did we talk about, or are we just kind of working through it?
Well, somebody mentioned Tommy Chong.
Oh, he's doing the 90s show, yeah.
He's back on the 90s show.
As, what's his name there?
Leo,
yeah. Leo.
Listen, I think now more than ever, I just want to see Red Foreman doing his thing. And I want to know different ways that he can stick his now clearly older, but still very, viable foot up someone's ass. I'm just...
The mom passed away recently, right?
Who?
I did not know that.
Who?
Could have sworn I saw the mom from
the 70s show.
No, she's... Are you out of your mind?
Don't do that, Leo.
Leo, both of them signed back in. Red and Kitty are back for the 90s show.
Yeah, I thought I'd seen that.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I was thinking of somebody else. Sorry.
The only person who isn't back because, unfortunately, of a lot of their legal reasons is the guy who played Danny Masterson, because of all the sexual accusations and such. And he's even going to trial now for one of them, I believe. So he will not be making a cameo, from what I understand. Everybody else pretty much is.
Right. But cool for Tommy Chong, since the 1960s, still staying relevant.
For real.
I mean,
for 60 years.
He was on Still Token a couple months ago.
A month or two ago.
Yeah.
From what I remember, Leo saying that was it the comment bar almost went nuts because so many people were chiming in because he's there. You're like, oh shit, it's Chong, and you're like, whoa.
For real, I was in there. It's like it's Tommy Chong.
There was also a bunch of those people like, can he say my product's name?
Yeah.
You had to field that, and it's that funny thing is he probably would have. He would have been like, yeah, man, it's okay, no problem. Yeah, but
Jay was asking
getting some great guests, man. We got to get some guests like that.
Yeah.
I'm working on Liam Sharp right now. He's done like
I met him.
Yeah, he's done Batman, Hulk. He's all over the place.
Wonder Woman. Don't forget Wonder Woman. And
he's got a new book coming out from Image called Starhenge about I'm gonna probably give a bad synopsis of it, but it's time traveling Merlin.
Cool. And correct me if I'm wrong, Jeremy, but you were also trying to get Freddie.
I am talking with Freddie Williams II, and he's busy up until August right now. He's doing the con runs and stuff. So
yeah, I got it.
For those who don't know, who is Fred Williams? He
is the artist of TMNT Batman and of right now going on Power Rangers and Godzilla, and he's done He-Man Injustice and so many. He's like the king of crossovers right now. He's like, he does the art on all of them. And it's a really interesting art form he does. Like you can definitely tell when you see something he's worked on that it's his art. Like,
I want to see him do a crossover with Pony Racers.
There you go.
Pony racers,
Leo,
but they
Leo,
won't
that's
love me.
I'm going to take 5.
That was an inside joke.
Yeah, for those
don't
that
care.
read the books this week, yeah.
You might want to take 5. Maybe go strengthen the snake hand. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Leo's snake hand is always strong. Never forget. He almost joked.
I think we almost broke.
Sorry.
I think we almost broke our host last week with those stories. I don't know what killed him more. What if it was either that or my pillow sign off at the end? Either one of them. I swear, I don't think I've seen a host laugh as much as he did. He lost his mind. Oh, wow.
You guys are J-Bo, you guys are also raffling off that piece at that, right? The Steve Levine piece. You probably can't type as fast as I talk, but
no, he can't. We'll try.
He'll get back to us.
I think he posted something on the Splash Pages site as well about.
Oh, well, look at that. He is faster than I thought he is.
He said yes.
And, you asked me to bring up the page. I will do that right now.
Do it.
Yes, Bacon Fest.
Oh yeah, the George Perez tribute.
Please do.
Oh, it's the Jim Lawson piece. I'm sorry. I thought it was a Steve Levine piece. My bad.
Both great turtle artists.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I have to ask this of you guys. What is, before we really talk about anything, what is the best turtle movie? Because I will say this. Obviously, the first one is the best in my opinion. The second one, it's cheesy, but you can't not watch it, especially
go
the end.
Ninja, go.
Thank you, Vanilla. But I'm not gonna lie, I have a soft space in my heart for the third one, simply because I'm a
Turtles
sucker.
in Time.
I'm a sucker for time travel.
Is that the one with the
female turtle
when they're going on the snow in their shells? Is that the revamped version, or is that more of the puppet?
No,
version?
no, that's still the
original version. Okay.
Yeah.
The original, yeah.
No, did any of you guys ever catch the live action? I don't know if it was a Japanese or a Chinese show or whatever, but they dubbed it over. It was kind of like Power Rangers, but with Ninja Turtles, and there was a female turtle in it and everything.
And it's funny. That's what caused Eastman and Peter Laird to kind of part ways for a long time, is a disagreement over the female turtle.
Yep.
Because I think it was Eastman was like, okay, cool, and Laird was like, fuck that. And again, it was because, and they recently united because of that show, the Netflix Toys one.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
The Toys That Made Us.
Toys That Made Us. That brought them back together, and they've been collaborating ever since. And I'm like, great, let's do more of this, please.
Mm-hmm.
But so I always like to ask, because I still catch myself quoting the first one every once in a while. Such a good movie.
You know what?
Dude, when they first showed Splinter in that, even when they showed little Splinter in that, and he's like fighting in the cave, like learning, that was so cool.
Well, you know, I mean, Jim Henson Productions did the puppetry and the suits, you know, and was one of the biggest criticisms.
No CGI.
Yeah, and that was the biggest criticism of the other films, is that the suits weren't as good, because I think it was a different company or a different designer.
Yeah, they looked more rubbery in the
Mm-hmm.
they put like freckles on them and shit. It was weird.
Yeah.
And the one of the turtles was like in a
Corey
bunch of
Feldman.
yes,
was Corey Feldman though, but still.
I just remember when the first one came out, it was big news that this kid from like all these 80s kung fu movies.
Oh, the kid from Three Ninjas, or not Surf Ninjas, I think it was.
Surf Ninjas.
Might have been.
I think it was Surf Ninjas.
Hey,
you guys remember Surf Ninjas? Oh my god.
Hey, listen.
Mortal Kombat.
Rewatching it, I was just noticing you're rewatching it, and I was like, look at that young Sam Rockwell cameo in the film. You're like, dude, like he's one of the Foot Clan recruits. And and you're like, that's Sam Rockwell. I was like, that's Justin Hammer right there. What the hell? You know, you're like, God damn, like he's so young, but it's fine.
I didn't get to see it in theaters. I was poor. I lied to friends that I had seen it. Yeah.
It's
This
okay.
came out
never
in
have to lie again.
1990.
Yeah. I lied to friends. I was like, yeah, I saw Ninja Turtles.
Yes, just like that friend who lies and says, "Oh, I've seen an R movie." Oh, what was it? Oh, you haven't seen it.
You haven't seen it.
It's
Yeah.
Canadian. It's an import.
Everybody had seen it though. I was so jealous. Oh,
It's okay. You can see it now for free as much as you want.
Yeah. Now I own it. No, my parents were like, "We're not going to see some stupid rubbery Ninja Turtles."
You know, that's the funny thing. My mother had a similar argument. Like, she had no problem buying me Jurassic Park, Ghostbusters.
Oh, I got all the toys.
Oh, no, but she couldn't do the Turtles. She was like, I draw the line there. And I asked her when I was older, I said, why? She said, because I think they're stupid. And I was just like, what a mom answer. like, you know, she's just like, because I thought they were very dumb. And the only reason you even have one is because you basically tricked your friend into getting it to you for your birthday. And I'm like, that is true. I definitely did do that, though. And I still have that one. And it's on my dresser because I just like that little reminder whenever she walks in my old room. Like, still beat you.
J-Bo was right. It was Ernie Reyes Jr.
Oh yeah, he was a big actor in the '90s too, wasn't he?
He was in Kung Fu: The Legend Continues.
Oh yeah,
I love that show.
So, is there, before we get to talk about this, is there any other news that we wanted to share, or did I miss that when I was dealing with technical problems?
You weren't too late.
No.
There was Thor's butt, but
yeah, we talked about Thor's butt.
Covered that. We covered those Asgardian shows.
You flick too hard.
All the Asgardian issues.
Get out.
So, did you guys look at what's coming out this week for books?
No, what's coming out this week?
So, a couple picks that I have. So, we have Amazing Spider-Man 2. Peter and Mary Jane are splitting up again. It looks like.
It would seem that Marvel's already done their revamp.
You know what? I'm definitely gonna have to check out that Spider-Man 2099.
Who's on that cover?
Winter
Soldier.
Yeah, they actually,
wow.
Jimmy. Yeah, so basically with this new relaunch of 2099, they're including different versions of new characters. So I think we should see a Winter Soldier. I think they even said we'd see a 2099 version of Loki. So
here's the descriptions. So Spider-Man 2099 Exodus #1, introducing the Winter Soldier of 2099 after a massive celestial body crashes into the wastelands outside of Nueva York. A new Garden of Eden erupts from the crash site, offering unimaginable power, and it's not just the Cabal who is hungry to control the garden. Everyone's got something to gain from paradise, including the Winter Soldier. Salvaged from black market as a child, the Winter Soldier, raised on mad science, is bent on vengeance and rebirth, but what is truly lies within the garden?
Sounds decent.
Yeah.
I'll check it out.
I don't know who the Cabal are, but who's the Cabal?
It's probably like the 2099 version of Illuminati.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, again, it's been a long time since I've read anything 2099. And I will say this as a huge fan, and I definitely would love for us to review some of that in the future.
I'd love to do like the Doom 2099. I don't
who's
remember
the female
much of it.
Daredevil? Is that Elektra? Or
Yeah,
is that a totally different character?
It's Elektra. Yeah, it's Elektra. She's been doing it. She's been holding down the fort since Matt's been in prison.
What do you go to prison for? Not being a good lawyer?
I think someone he was fighting died, and he did that Catholic thing where it was clearly his fault, so he had to
penance.
Penance.
Yeah, and sometimes he's in prison, sometimes he's running hell. He's so busy, that Matt Murdock.
He is. all just for a redheaded blind kid from Hell's Kitchen.
Hey, talking about, didn't he get hit by the same stuff as TMNT?
Yep, that's the crossover that somebody was talking about. That was supposed to be the truck full of the ooze.
Yeah.
But
just real quick, we had a couple of DC picks as well. Batman Fortress starts this week.
Oh, that's a cool cover for Damien there.
That is.
Yeah.
More Batman Beyond the White Knight. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm psyched.
Sean Murphy's killing it with that series, huh? The White Knight.
As a Beyond fan, I'm so happy.
So it looks like some good books this week. Definitely heavy on Batman this week.
They're heavy on Batman every week.
So actually, I have a recommendation for something that I found. It's an older comic, but it was really fucking weird, but it was a really good read. It's called I think it's Frank Franzetta's Creatures. It's a one-issue thing written by Rick Morender. I don't know if any of y'all remember him. He did Venom back in the day. That would be the Flash Thompson Venom. He also did Uncanny X-Force, which I thoroughly recommend to anybody. He also did a big stint on Captain America and things. He did this issue that's basically imagine if Teddy Roosevelt was both a combination of Indiana Jones and a Ghostbuster. It's, I know, like Jeremy.
Will he bust a grizzly bear ghost?
You know what? First things first, that's not funny, but maybe. I'm not going to spoil anything, but it's a solid read. If you get a chance to look it up, it's called Franz Vanzetta's Creatures. Check it out. It's only one issue, but it was a really solid, weird read that kind of felt to me like.
Is that a graphic novel?
I don't know if it's a graphic novel. I think it might have been an issue in an anthology, but all I just want to say is it was a weird read. It kind of felt to me like Dark Horse's, one shots that they used to do back in the day, like the Amazing Screw-On Head.
Yeah.
Just a weird book that just embraces the weird, but it just from beginning to end, just great. So I just wanted to throw that out there because I've just been on a huge nostalgia kick. And also, fun fact, finally finished Batman Nightfall. So
nice.
Oh my God. That was so
How
long.
do we feel after all of that? Did you do Nightfall, Night 10, Night Quest?
I did all of it. I even did Prodigal.
Oh, you break the bat's back.
A second. Not Jeremy. I didn't just do Prodigal. I even did Troika, which was the thing after Prodigal.
Jesus.
So, yeah, I read it all, and like a Michael Bay movie, we could have cut out an hour of bullshit, but that's just me. It was fine. I'm glad I've done it. I'm glad I never have to do it again. Some issues were better than others. Some dragged so hard I wish it had taken me to hell. But it was a good read altogether. And I'm grateful that we had it because it did end up being a better Batman. So, I don't know. Maybe I'll do Emerald Twilight next. I just want to see how.
Trust the process.
Yeah, I think I'll do Emerald Twilight next. I want to see how Jordan just loses shit, become Parallax, and destroy everything. So, but whatever.
Nice.
But, yeah, listen, we have the time. Might as well revisit the classics. Am I right?
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Also, side note, I don't know if we've have we covered a lot of have we ever covered any Judge Dredd stuff?
We have not.
I've never read anything Judge Dredd.
I would like to recommend one, and I believe Rich was the keeper of the list. So I'd like to add Judge Dredd versus Predator. Not gonna lie, really fucking good. 3 issues, fucking decent. And you can get that in an omnibus, which has that and Judge Dredd versus Aliens.
Ooh.
Not gonna lie, pretty good.
We did do
So,
Batman
just-
versus Predator, I believe.
We did.
Yes, and we all agreed the first book was the best,
Mm-hmm.
hands
Yep.
down. But just wanted to say that, everybody, check that shit out. That was really cool. So
There we
Leo, without ado, Turtles.
Yeah. So this week we are looking at so the book of the week, Batman Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And we're going to be covering the 6 issues and also discussing the differences between that and the animated movie that was released last year. It was last year, right?
Turtles in
No.
half shell and they
No.
agree.
Are you humming the theme song while we're doing the
When
episode,
the
Jeremy?
evil shredder attacks, those turtle boys don't cut them no slack. Hiya!
Teenage Mutant
I used to love that show.
Turtles in a
Heroes in a half shell. Turtle power.
Turtle
Turtle
power.
power. Listen, that's just
I
like
found my
when you
2099.
There you go. That's just like when you start humming the X-Men theme song. You have to finish it.
Yep.
I need to admit that in my Spotify playlist, actually in a couple different playlists, high up on the list is the DuckTales theme song.
I love the
Ooh.
DuckTales theme song. Ooh, not Gotham Tales, no. Yep. The other day, I actually, because you have Transformers on Pluther, I made everybody just listen to the beginning song. Just like,
nice.
Transformers,
I need
robots
this.
in the sky. Listen, we can listen. We all grew up watching these shows, or as Rich would put it, he just got better with age watching these shows.
Drew,
You
were you
know.
even alive for like some of this stuff? Transform. What year were you born? What year were you born? Seriously. What year were you born?
I was born '87, so I caught a lot of
I'm usually
reruns.
the youngest in the room. This is a change.
So, Rich, I caught a lot of the reruns back in the '90s. So,
Okay, all right.
you
Okay.
know,
So you did miss out on us being
Disney aftermath.
scarred. I'm sure, Velvet, you were scarred as a kid
Oh, the original with Starscream dying in the movie?
with Optimus dying in the movie.
Oh, Optimus dying. Well, we
Yeah.
all have different things that we were upset about. I was upset about the villains dying.
But yeah, Optimus dying in
Yeah, how about Scatman Carruthers as Jazz?
Dude, that whole cast was like crazy. I was like,
yeah, Orson
reading through.
Welles was Omnicron.
I'm like, holy crap, Orson Welles?
Leonard Nimoy was a voice in it as well.
Yeah,
Who?
Was?
yes, he
Yeah.
was.
I missed that one. Who was it?
Wasn't he Galvatron or
He
Megatron?
was. He was.
Leonard
I
Nimoy?
think he was Galvatron.
Oh yeah, Nimoy was in there too. Yep.
And that's why it was important for them to have him voice one of the characters in the third Transformers, because references.
Yeah.
Thank you, Facebook user. He also did Uncanny Avengers. Much appreciated. Thank you.
Mhm.
That was tying into my Rick Morender thing. But yes, that was crazy. Although I have expected Orson Welles' Omnicron to just start talking about Rosebud frozen peas.
Unicron.
I could just see him eating like the whole
Unicron.
time. Raw.
You know,
Yeah, Unicron, not Omnicron
Oh.
per CIA.
Hold on, I'll be right back.
Oh, look how excited Leo got. He's like, oh, I'm going to grab a toy.
Oh, I wonder if he got there was a Kickstarter for to make the build the Unicron or whatever friggin' thing was like $1,000. Like,
yeah, Leo, please
does he
tell
have
me,
that?
Please tell
All right,
me you
Leo, what
didn't.
is it? What is it, Leo? Dun, 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 dun.
Wow.
okay.
Okay, thank God.
86,
Did you jump in on
Starscream.
the Kickstarter for the Unicron?
Please say you didn't.
No. That was way too expensive.
Yeah, that was insane.
you.
I was like, what?
Leo, I have a friend, one of my friend's husband. I think he's a bigger Transformers fan than you are. Okay, and even he was like, "Fuck that noise."
Oh yeah. Well,
He-
so here's what I'm collecting personally. So I loved Transformers when I was a kid,
That's one.
and I saved all of them. And when I moved out, I was out of work and I ended up selling my entire collection to make rent. So any Transformer I buy now is something that I have an emotional attachment to, as I did as a kid. So I'm only buying the ones that I've like owned previously.
Good for you. Man.
Yeah. So it's
it's like Kevin Smith with his comic book collection for Clerks, but you weren't able to buy it back in the end.
Oh yeah, yeah. They were gone. Yeah.
Did you cry?
I did. Yeah.
That's fine.
It's
yeah, no shame in that one.
Yeah, listen,
that would break my heart.
I'm never going to see 15 long boxes again. Never in my life.
Listen, Leo, you can cry, you can dance if you want to, and you can leave your friends behind. You know,
I'm telling you, I'm being threatened by them all the time these days, and every time it gets brought up, I'm just like, oh,
the drugs kicked in.
Speaking of which, we should really set up an episode here of the podcast where Jeremy sends us all a package, and a half hour before the show, we all dispense.
Oh, absolutely.
I think that would make a great show.
Oh boy.
Well, I'll be like,
I think we'll officially call that tangents.
Well, weren't we gonna do something like that with like No More Day or One More Day?
No, that was different.
With shots, right?
Okay, yeah.
That was called and Jeremy was totally down for this because I know I brought this up before. It was called One More Drink. We would get drunk while we read JMS's and Quesada's One More Day, so we could not be mentally responsible for bashing the shit out of it. And we were going to get Dr. Chris back because he would have so much to say. Yep. And we would just get absolutely, to quote Rich, we would get completely verschniggered. And then we would just lose our mind. And it would probably be the best thing that happened out of that thing besides Brand New Day. So I still want to do that. I think that would be hilarious.
Well, we should do it back to back. Liquor one day. And
dear God. I feel like if we were going to do that, we'd have to do it to something like if we were reading like Bluntman and Chronic comics. I feel like that would be really funny. They do have Jay and
Posen just put out a book for 420. Figure. The War on Weed. That just came out this past 420 by Brian Poston, and I have no idea. Brian.
Did the Token guys got a new comic out yet?
Oh yeah, that's right.
It's not out yet, but I think it's coming out soon.
I think I got issue 6.
I remember when I had to read that, I was like, "This is something. This is." I was like, "I feel like I should be high reading this," and I'm not. So.
Well, what I find interesting in those books is that they put in actually how to decarboxylate your weed and everything to make edibles and stuff. It's kind of funny.
So Leo. Yes, so the question is now since we brought it up now, have you taken a nibble yet?
I have.
How did that go?
It's
under what circumstance did you do it?
Work. I'm betting work.
No, it was mostly, in the evening. First couple times were like too late. But the last one was, a little earlier. And I have to say, like, I'm still learning experiences, but I just remember things being like hyper focused.
Okay.
But I have trouble remembering what it was. Like, I remember at the moment, like, holy shit, I can totally concentrate. But then I forgot everything.
Okay, maybe that might be like a new guy effect. I'm not familiar with those effects, but okay, cool.
You
found it to be an enjoyable experience, no freakouts, no nothing.
No. The only thing, and it happened twice, is laying in bed. I had the feeling like I fell through to bed, and that kind of freaked me out.
You had really freaked me out. So you had like the mix between Portal and the first Nightmare on Elm Street, but with no blood.
Yeah.
Oh, that's Jeremy, maybe give him like a vanilla version next time.
That was I had to actually
giant marshmallow man and just
I had to up
in.
his dose actually because well at first because I gave him weaker versions. They're like a half to a quarter dose of what I normally make, and it wasn't enough, so I had to have him eat 2.
Look at here, Dr. Jeremy Medicine
Well,
Man.
I didn't want to fuck him up.
Okay. The last time though, you told me to do 4, and I think that was too much.
Yeah, 4 was too far.
Leo,
so what are we at now? 3?
You're trial and error, man. We have to match you to your right weed frequency. Okay, we gotta level you out.
Next time, I'm just gonna do a full strength for him and have him eat 1 and see how that goes.
Listen, that's gonna lay him out. Before we know it, the guy's gonna become like he's gonna be like Snorlax in the middle of the path. We're gonna have to play a flute to wake him up.
Listen, the guy's got like 80 projects going on at once, plus a stressful job, plus a million family things and health problems. Let the guy have a little weed.
Listen, I'm scared that we see him and suddenly his red hair will have grown into dreadlocks. I'm like, oh,
hey man,
if we see
easy now, Drew. Everything is iron. Easy, man. Slow down your roll. You're going too fast.
If I see a tri-colored beanie and he starts like, you know what? Can we like Splash Pages hacky sack? I'm gonna be okay, cool.
Dude, I'd be down.
You're cut off.
I'll play hacky sack.
I do have to say though, it definitely
suspended.
It definitely helped my nerves. It is Well, I went to the doctors recently, and I know my brother and my sister both have anxiety issues, and I was talking to my doctor, and I was like, I know my brother and sister have anxiety issues, and I've been worrying about that, but I'm worrying about worrying. And he says, you have anxiety issues.
Leo, I have a medical card just because it gives like great discounts at medical dispensaries. Number 1. Number 2, you're treated like way better than the normal just person going in to buy stuff. You get pushed into the front of the store, like it's 200. Like
Connecticut has legal now. And,
I would totally think about and dude, I just did my yearly visit. My doctor comes on, he's like, Jeremy, you still got anxiety and depression and blah blah blah. I'm like,
your doctor
he's like,
Christopher Lloyd,
dude. I swear to God, it's almost like he's Christopher Lloyd or something. Like I'm waiting for him. Jeremy. I'm like, what is going? But it's the easiest 5 minutes of your life.
So is it through your regular doctor or
no? Usually, your regular doctors aren't insured to do this kind of stuff. You have to. I'm going through Mary Meds or something like that, which I would suggest to you to also use because I think the guy's a great person and all that other stuff.
Okay. When you get time, could you send me their info?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, Nicholas is his son, but also his secretary.
Yeah, we don't care.
Nicholas is a very nice guy, and he will try to become your friend.
Don't do it.
That's the weird thing.
Don't do it. Just
the rest of it is painless.
Maintain an acquaintanceship and do not go to the friend.
Yeah.
Keep your circles small. Keep your circles tight.
Yeah.
Very tight.
But to answer you guys though, definitely very, it's been a pleasurable experience. And I noticed it definitely, helped settle my mind quite a bit. It's
great.
It's
Leo.
How you doing? Bong rips in no time, Leo. Don't worry.
Leo, if the shit is mellowing me out, okay, and I think my anxiety might even be worse than yours, anything is possible. I don't know how I'm not brain dead already. But speaking of brain dead,
damage.
I also got a touch of PTSD. That's
that too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of PTSD,
I bet you my list of messed up stuff is bigger than yours.
speaking of PTSD, Batman.
Oh yeah.
Yay.
So,
Oh yeah, he's got some.
so just to tune everybody in, there's 3 series that happened. We're talking about the first one, but also we read the other ones. The first one's James Tynion IV with Freddie Williams II and Jeremy Caldwell. And this came out in what was 2017, right?
Yep.
Yes.
15, 16.
2015.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was 2015, 2016. Yeah, all 3 of these literally came out within a year.
Yeah.
So,
and the movie came out in 2019.
Yes.
About 2 years later.
So, so did you guys get to read all 3 of them?
I read the first and the second.
Just the first one. That's all I had time for.
All right. Well,
Oh, you did the whole set, huh?
Yeah. Well, I mean,
You are a boss.
I already read them before, so this was just a refresher for me. I'm sorry, I thought some people here could handle it, but I guess not. You know. But no.
I think some people could make it to the show on time, but
oh my god! I'm sorry. Do I hear the opinion of someone whose opinion I don't care about? No. Oh my.
What do we cry? So mean to me, Drew.
No, but like I said,
hey, remember Leo when I brought that guy Drew in?
You know, it's like the buzzing of flies. I'm just going to ignore it. But I think the thing for me that I definitely enjoyed rewatching was the movie. Like, I think I'd only watched it twice. So rewatching that was really, really great. So I'm not sure what we should talk about first because...
Well, my biggest gripe about the movie is the lack of detail in the turtles. It's really disconcerting.
Their style was, I mean, that's the whole Nickelodeon style of them now.
They just have like round heads and almost no teeth. Like in this, every picture of the turtle, look at that. They look like turtle heads. You go and watch the animated and they're like just round with no detail. And
yeah,
I don't know.
That's the whole Nickelodeon, like weird, like Raph is this like bulky one and Donatello's the skinny nerd.
Yeah. So where they lacked in graphical definition, they definitely exceeded over attitude. You know, like the book, you can definitely, as you're reading, myself, I'm hearing the cartoons in my voice, but like Michelangelo, you can't recreate that. Just his goofiness, like how he flips out. In the Batcave, and he's like on the Tyrannosaurus Rex with the, the cowl.
I think, like, in terms of the book, I think when I first read it, I was really impressed at how well the crossover worked. But then, if you think about it, Batman is the perfect person for it because he's got that training, he's got that expertise, and then all the
love.
just.
I love how they just gave Batman. He's just like, this is too easy. Like, just he took them all.
Hey, we got Justin just dropped in. Hi, Justin.
Hey guys, how you doing? I saw you were talking about my 2 favorite things in the world. So,
yeah,
we just guys,
Rich and Drew.
And I hold the distinction of having met both of the artist and the writer. So
hello, same. Thank you, but you can contribute. Thank you. But I feel like I should wear glasses and I should switch names. I was like, no, that's Drew. I'm just.
It's Seth Green. That's.
Well, we've got our 2 encyclopedias now down below.
Yeah.
So,
it's a before and after.
Some big differences. We had I believe it was in the animated, they drove over from New York in the van versus in the series where they came over in a portal and their lives were in peril.
Yeah. So
a lot more serious.
I actually preferred that part about the comic.
I'm sorry, Leo, you were going to say?
I was just going to say, you know, how I feel the movie handled it better because there was, personally, I think there was some plot holes with the comic. So if the Turtles were gonna, you know, regurgitate back to the you know what I mean, back back to being, you know, Turtles. Yeah, they transform back. Like, what about Shredder? You know,
Shredder was never mutant.
He was never a mutant.
This version of Shredder never had any sort of thing like that.
Okay.
However, he is a reincarnation of a dragon spirit or something like that. If you keep up with all that, I mean, he's been through hell, so you know he's seen some stuff. Oh yeah, there's actually a series called Shredder in Hell. So
it's a true story. There is. Yes, but I think the thing, like I said, it made so much sense of how well it worked, and that's one of the things I love the most about the movie is that there are some scenes in it that are literally from the comic, and that, like this fight scene between him and the Turtles is just that, and it wasn't exactly a shot for shot remake, but it's still really freaking close. Just watching them fight. You know, and it's funny because when I interviewed the writer, James Tynion, he told me that when he was came up the idea that he had 3 images that essentially became the basis for each series. And the one for the first one is one of the best moments in here was Batman fighting Shredder.
Yep.
Which is one of the things that I don't think anybody really would be like, oh, I don't want to see that. I'm like, no, you want to see that. You want to see Batman fighting Shredder. And we're not talking Shredder from the second Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, you know, Super Shredder for 2 minutes and then dying because a pier fell on him. We're talking Shredder, the first movie Shredder, who is just a boss.
I got to say, another great fight was Mr. Freeze as a polar bear in the animated. It was a great fight.
Yeah.
Really fun, super powerful. And speaking of the sort of mutations here, as we see Harley Quinn here on the right on the animated, was much less grotesque in the comic.
A little bit more, Theo. A little bit more. Just a little bit more. No. It's too much. Keep going. Back, more. You go backwards, not forwards, buddy.
Did you guys get to discuss Robin and Raphael's relationship?
Oh, I absolutely loved it.
Yeah, Damian Wayne Robin.
Yeah. Well, they were definitely only able to get to the first book, Justin. So they didn't do all 3. So just saying. So we can't talk about
slackers.
The second one is definitely my favorite of the 3. I don't know about you.
The one thing I found better about the book is that Ra's al Ghul comes in later. Him and Shredder aren't already teamed up. You get this story where like Shredder is like kind of like doing all this shit on his own because he is a boss.
You know, the one thing that I missed that I wish they had included, and I kind of understand why they didn't. I really missed having Splinter in the movie because in the book he has some great scenes. But I think my favorite moment was when Raphael is essentially accusing Batman of having this perfect life, and you know he dons his trusty trench coat and hat, gonna go walk in the rain like turtles do, and he takes him to Crime Alley, and it's such a beautiful moment because you realize again a lot of our great heroes are ones who are trauma, and the Turtles are essentially doing the same thing Batman's doing, where their goal is to prevent what happened to their family to what happened to other people. It's the same thing Batman and his Bat family do every night. It's about protecting people from the worst of humanity. And I just thought, again, James Tynion has proved that he's a great Batman writer in that regard. And again, him and Freddie Williams, I mean, in my mind, this is such a great mashup of talent, of story. Honestly, and again, I've said it before, and I'm sure all you can agree with me, this was just fun. Like, you didn't get lost in the details. You didn't get bogged down with the science. It was just two of your favorite characters coming together to fight their combined evil. It's a crossover that works. And it's just simple, classic fun. It's kind of like how back in the day you could have Superman and Spider-Man, and they were just there. No, they're just there. And it's great.
Look at that artwork.
It actually makes a lot of sense to me, because the Turtles, with being able to go through different dimensions and stuff, it in DC, like, always has people jumping into their dimension and different Earths and whatever.
Ever since IDW Turtles, I have to say that because there's been different versions of Turtles throughout time. Ever since they had a teleporter, which was built by their friend Harold Elijah, they've been able to cross over with so many things. I mean, I'd be remiss to say that one of my favorites is their crossover with the Ghostbusters, but the hands down fantastic. And yeah, it's just been really nice because they're just such a good group of characters that I feel like they're about as universal as Batman. You can put them in any universe, and you got something, and it's just fantastic.
Time, space travel, all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and there's a personality for everyone.
Yeah.
Nobody gets lost.
Mm-hmm. Was it sort of was I missing something? Or was it kind of a loop? I mean, the big pressure was that as Leo wanted them to get regurgitated back to their original forms.
God, Leo.
But if the portal was all of a sudden we got Casey Jones coming, then we got April coming. If that was always an option, was there really that peril, or was that kind of one of those story loopholes that was bothering Leo?
I think what it was one of those where it probably was a bit more exaggerated. Like, definitely we saw the threat that the Turtles were going to start de-evolving back to their original form. Mm-hmm. And that was still very much a thing. And we saw that as it was happening. But I think especially that they were trying to cross over. I mean, Casey said it himself. They had gone looking for them, and he had spent some considerable time kind of bouncing between dimensions. So it was just a matter of time before he got to that world. Mm-hmm. And then once he had, it was probably easy for someone like April to get through there. I mean, again, the science is there. Could it be a little tighter? Sure. But then again, comics have gone so much further on such little information other than smart man make device, me break, adventure happen. I mean, that's literally time tunnel and quantum leap right there.
Well, there's certainly some pluses and minuses for both. And I have to say that, I really enjoyed both of them. They both have, their good aspects. Like the art is just amazing with the comic, and just the movie is just magical. It's just a lot of, like Velvet said, it's just fun.
Yeah.
Did you guys see the sketchbook that Freddie put out for the ill-fated Masters of the Universe and Ninja Turtles crossover?
I did.
Yeah, I did.
That was wicked.
It's pretty sick.
Yeah, I've been following that guy forever.
Yeah, he was an awesome guest. He was. We were lucky enough to have him on the show, and
nice.
He came on, and we were talking to him, and he goes by the Crossover King, because not only did he do this, but he did the Masters of the Universe and Injustice, Masters of the Universe and Thundercats, which was really, really cool. And the First Strike, which was Transformers, G.I. Joe, Rom the Space Knight, and Mask. Like Matt Tracker Mask.
Wow.
Oh, you know what?
With Rom the Space Knight.
Rom the Space Knight was there too. Yeah.
Random.
Well, they had the license, so IDW,
Yeah, but again, and there are so many things in here that work so well. But again, what I do love is that this comic is one of those that it allows. I mean, it has its big moments. You have a ton of action scenes, villainous monologues. Nothing is really unexplained. Everything is really villain. But then you have like the small moments that I think are just as important to the story.
That's my favorite page he was just on.
You have like
Batman
again.
slice.
I just feel that if I had a spirit animal that wasn't already in the shape of Slimer, it would probably be Michelangelo, because his opinions about how pizza unites everybody is just a philosophy I feel we could all get behind.
Justin, you were saying this is your favorite page. Why?
If you go up to the very top of that one, it's the one. Leonardo is the only one that could put hands on Batman out of everybody and all that. The one who studied his entire life, practiced daily, lives the life, the code of Bushido and all that. The only one that figured it out. And to me, as a lifelong Leo fan, that is the ultimate payoff. The fact that it's like, okay, Raph may be the strongest fighter and Don is the smartest. And, Mike is so fluid and just doesn't have so much on his mind. So he's a great, martial artist too, but Leo is the studious one, and that was the big payoff for me right there.
Yeah, for me, the my favorite turtle moment was when Alfred got gifted the skateboard. That was so cute.
But the whole thing from beginning to end was just great. The scope, the risks it took with the characters. I mean, and it's got so many pretty moments, like all the expanded one shots, the full pages. They're just beautiful. I mean, Freddie E. Williams II really just does a great job. But if there's one person I sympathize the most, who the main characters, it's Gordon. Just like the page where he's just face palming is just probably the most human thing. Just down, Leo. Look down. Good. Scroll down. Thank you. Right there. That is just, that reaction is fantastic. Just
he's got psychotic clowns and crazy penguins, and
he's
now he's got turtles and shredders and ninja clowns.
Yeah,
in the animated version, he just seemed like I'm done.
Yeah.
Can't deal with this.
But it just, again, the small moment, but it was so great just to see everything. And then what I like is that if the series had ended here, it would have still been fine. If at the end of the first issue, fine, it would have ended, no problem. But they kept going. They always left it kind of openish that, okay, we could get more if you guys want more, and the fans wanted more. So
yeah, absolutely.
Just
Pony Racer.
So you said there were 3 of them. When was the last one? What year did that come out?
That was 2016. So essentially, each one is a different villain. So the first one, the villains were it was Shredder, and it was
Racial Ghoul. Yep.
Yeah, right. Okay, no one ever says it right, so it's fine. And then
Is
the
it
second
Raj or
one,
is it Raish?
I don't know. I was never really
I think
sure.
it's Raj.
Okay,
Maybe
doesn't
it's
matter.
Mollo.
My thing is
The Demon's Head.
The Demon's
The
Head.
Demon's Head. There you go.
Right. The second one, the big baddie is Bane.
Okay.
And it's really great. And then the third one, the big baddie is Krang.
Okay.
And honestly,
It's really multiversy too. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
I
very.
was going to say, so in the third one, does Batman go to the Ninja Turtles universe?
Okay, I don't want to spoil anything because I really believe you got to watch it for yourself. But Krang finds a way to combine their universes.
Oh, nice.
So that's the best. And I will also say this: How is probably one of the best DC references I've seen used in a completely new way. That is just terrifying. Like, I really am excited if we come back to it, and if Jeremy, if Freddie is able to do it, I would love for us to be able to talk to him about doing the third one, because the third one, and Justin can back me up on this, the third one, the scope is huge.
I will be up his butt.
Yeah, the art in this comic is fantastic.
He's
kind of all the different animal versions. I mean, again, they all made sense. Like Mr. Freeze is a polar bear. It's like, wow, this is the most adorably lethal thing ever.
Yeah.
I'm saving up for a commission by him. Like I have this idea for a Jar Jar Masters of the Universe smashed together.
Oh no.
You check out his website, man. And,
I know.
He does payment plans.
Oh, I know. I know.
Look at that.
I just feel bad being on the payment plan.
Yeah, I just did a commercial for him last. He was doing a 20% off everything except for commissions for the month of April.
Nice. You did a commercial for what? For the Dork Night?
For Fred Art.
Oh, cool.
So I had that running on the Epic Tales from the Sewer show.
Nice.
But but it just, so now we look at now let's talk about the movie, because God, the movie is so much fun. I rewatched it today during my lunch break. Like I said, there's so much I could say about this, but
is this your favorite animated, Drew?
It isn't, but it's definitely in my top 5. First thing, I also really applaud that they went with the blue cape, because we haven't seen that version in a while, and I feel like it works. But it's funny because when I was rewatching it the second time, I love that I caught certain references to things I didn't see. Like one of the members in Penguin's gang has a kind of Dark Knight Returns reference.
Yeah, like a mutant.
Yeah, one of the
also kind of looks like Krang, the android.
Yeah, he does, and he's got the anti-Batman tattoo on one of his arms. That was pretty great. It just, again, for me in this movie, if there's anyone I identified the most with, it was Michelangelo, because this kid is just speaking everything. Like, his freakouts in the Batcave, I was like, this is any fan if they ever got to be in the Batcave. It would just, I don't know what I want to touch first.
Mm-hmm.
It was
you can touch all the buttons.
And that little quip from Damien, I always wanted to touch all the buttons. I was just going to say real quick, one thing that I really loved about the movie, and that the comic didn't touch on at all, is the fight between Batman and Shredder. I know the comic, they cover it towards the end, but their first match in the beginning in the movie, it's like Shredder just hits some smoke and goes away. But with the movie, you really see them testing each other, and really, their skills against each other.
So
takes him to his limit. Yeah.
So I have to ask this: the first fight, is it a draw, or did Shredder beat Batman?
Shredder won.
Except for he left. Won too.
Correct. Okay. That's my take on it.
Like Shredder was like, I ain't got time for this. Like,
no prep time, he wins.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a martial arts hierarchy, and Splinter is almost at the very top in all comics. And Shredder not far behind, but I would say like Lady Shiva could take Shredder.
Oh yeah, that would be a great fight. I would.
Yeah, it
would. But it was just so good. This whole thing, and all the personalities were there. Everybody had their moments.
I loved whoever voiced Shredder in this. The voice of Shredder was phenomenal.
Oh, this reminds me of the thing where you're like, I knew there was a reason for the blimps.
Oh yeah, that was great too.
So let's see. Shredder was Andrew Kishino.
Okay.
Was Bruce Greenwood Batman in this one?
Let's see.
Whoever it was did a great job, because I
Troy
thought
Baker
it was
Batman.
Conroy.
Troy Baker.
I didn't like the Joker voice, though. I have to say it sounded too much like they were trying to do Hamill.
Well, that's Troy Baker. He always, he does his best to do something that sounds Hamill-ish, but it's definitely not.
Yeah.
I mean, personally, I thought it was pretty good. But I just also want to point out the moment how Michelangelo defeated Damien was really funny. Like he's on top of him. He's like, "Nope, can't hear you, dude. I'm in my shell."
Yeah.
Like it's just so fucking funny. But yeah,
it strangely works. Like it shouldn't work. Like even coming into this episode, I was like, should I just start like rolling up like right in the middle of the episode and start joking? Like, because this is such a ridiculous concept. I was thinking maybe that would be funny, but somehow it still fucking works. It still works.
Well, listen, I still love that scene where they what was it? Again, small moments you don't catch till you're really reading into it. When they're in the pizza place and someone is breaking up with their significant other, like, I think we should see other people. He's like, but I don't like other people. I was like, wow, I'm being called out.
Like he's got an extra knuckle in that picture right there, by the way.
Just real quick, a big shout out to Michelangelo, and he even didn't get his big goodbye last week.
Oh, Beck Bennett, or not Beck Bennett.
Kyle Mooney.
Cal Mooney, yeah.
He's leaving Saturday Night Live, and he was like the only cast member that didn't get a goodbye.
That sucks.
Did he play Michelangelo?
He did.
Yeah. Yep.
In what?
In this.
Oh, no.
Oh, this is his voice in this?
Yep.
Oh, I didn't realize.
He was great. I loved him. He had such good energy. No wonder I've always kind of gravitated toward him.
He's got this great show on Netflix, the Saturday morning cartoons. If you check that out, it's hilarious. It's also super dark, which is great.
Well, that sounds nice. But like I said, this whole thing was great. I would have loved to have Splinter in there. I did miss him, but this killed me.
Scene that they threw from the comic too. That was good.
Yeah, especially I love how everybody was more scared of him than they were back then. And he just plays off like, it's a crazy thing. Like, yep, I know, totally crazy, right? Pizza. Ah, crud.
I was just protecting the people, man.
Oh yeah, I was protecting the people. The people, man. It's just, again, the whole thing is just fun, man.
Baxter,
Baxter Stockman, who's already a fly. You don't even question him. You're like, okay, fine. I mean, he's enough of a weasel.
But there's no Baxter in the comic.
Yeah. There is, but he's been in different forms and things like that. Mostly he's a cyborg now, and he makes flies. You know, he calls them flyborgs, but he doesn't do that in the new series, really. Mm-hmm. He's just kind of like the Lex Luthor behind the scenes guy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He's the mayor right now.
Oh God, I stopped reading it ages ago. But and it just also, again, it just makes sense that he would link up with the Demon Head, because they're both two organizations that are essentially the same. Mm-hmm. You know.
Boy, and nobody can take down Raish because he just sworded one arm swordman. Doom.
Oh my God, no! But I'm sorry, I forgot who was fighting him. I think it was it Donatello, and near the end, where he was just talking about how I'm a master swordsman, trained and everything, and he was just like, he kicks him in the groin and said, "Yeah, well, I'm 16. I got taught this by a rat." Boom. I was just like, boy, that's the biggest fuck you ever. Like, there you go. That is just every DC fan in the back, just on top of the T-Rex, wearing the cape and cowl. Just, nope, live up here, bro. It's just, again, just everything. Even having Batgirl in it was just fantastic. The fact the girl,
and a good version of Batgirl too.
Yeah, it's the Burnside one. They even had her, on her purple motorbike. I was like, okay, like these little nods. But oh my God, though, can we just we had the moment where he was like, "Whoa, Batman is Bruce Wayne," and like, yeah, did you not realize that Wayne Manor is above? Like, he's like, I know, it's still a lot to take in. Like, every DC person, when they realize Batman is Bruce Wayne, like, okay, fine, it's not really a big deal. Kind of figured it was something like this.
Wally freaked out in the Star-Crossed movie, the Justice League one. He didn't know. Everybody else was totally cool with it, but he didn't keep his cool.
Yeah, but overall, love this movie. I you don't even need to read Turtles or Batman to appreciate this movie. That's the best part about it.
And it makes you love both. Yeah.
Justin, you having a podcast strictly about the Turtles. Does this movie does it move you? Are there parts of it that really bother you? I mean, you're probably the turtle master of the four of us. So
I have a section of my show called Pizza Time, right? So and in the beginning part it goes, "It's pizza time." It is taken directly from this part where Batman goes, "It's pizza time." And it's been on every single episode of every show that I've done. This is Kismet. This is like the best thing that you can put together. It would be like Batman and Turtles. The only other thing I can think of is like maybe like 90s X-Men and Turtles is the only thing that needs to happen next. Mm-hmm. But it's like perfection for me.
And those covers are beautiful at the end.
Yeah, they are.
So Justin, can we confirm that probably a safe word for you would be cowabunga?
Or pizza, I guess. I suppose so. But to quote John Cena, my safe word is keep going.
But
ruh-roh.
That was still really funny. Just we went with the one thing that Batman wouldn't say normally. If I have one criticism, I felt like the after credit scene to me was just a little. I mean, for me, it was a little predictable. I mean, again, we saw him fall for the chemicals, and I was just like, man, is this the last? Like, do we really need a Joker shredder? Like, it was funny because I saw that, and I kind of saw, because especially how big he is, I'm like, this is kind of super shreddering it a little bit here.
Or Titan formula, right?
Yeah, I was like, hope you don't, Justin. I made this joke before, Justin. I was saying now, hope a pier doesn't fall on him because that's the super shredder's weakness.
Yeah, really.
Look
at that Neil Adams artwork.
Yeah, those covers. I should have watched the credits.
Yeah, those covers are all very awesome.
Yeah, those are really cool.
Brilliant homages to the classic.
Darren Criss, look at that. Eric Bauer's done Leo's voice a couple times. He's known for doing Bugs Bunny and all that. He does it on the Rise of the Ninja Turtles, the Nickelodeon show, the ill-fated one. Darren Criss from Glee. Any Glee fans? Also American Horror Story.
Okay.
I don't know who Baron Vaughn is, but Carlos has Rocky. Man, he's the best.
Oh yeah, he is.
So Justin,
we've had him on a couple times.
Yeah.
So Justin, since you're the master splinter here of the turtle world, what's your favorite? Because I asked these guys before. So what is your favorite Turtles film?
Oh, see, that's an easy one to answer. I like the second one. I like Secret of the Ooze. And the answer is going to kind of surprise you. Very similar to this movie. It's the most fun, where it's like it has everything put together. It's not as wacky as the third movie. It's not as dark as the first movie. It has so many good comedy notes in it. And there's just a lot of good character moments as opposed to like, people hitting each other with axes and stuff. I always really like that one the best.
Can I just say this for the record? I really want to know where the hell they got all those slices of pizza in the beginning montage for the second one, because those things are huge.
They're big. Yeah.
They're gigantic. And literally, it's food porn for the first 10 minutes of this film. You just watch people eating pizza, and you're just like, well, clearly I want Chinese now.
Justin, how many of the movies did Corey do the voice of one of the turtles?
Technically, just two.
It was two? Okay.
Yeah.
First one.
It wasn't Corey Haim. It's Corey, what's his name?
It was Feldman. Yeah.
Corey Feldman. Thank you.
Yeah.
And by the way, his agent said that, thank you for the request, but he did not want to be on my podcast.
Corey Feldman didn't want to.
Yeah,
Aw.
I don't think I made it past the gatekeeper, but yeah, I had his contact and I reached out. I'm like, I also reached out to Kyle Mooney too, but trying to get those turtle people on. But
Oh my
yeah,
God,
Corey's a
yeah.
little difficult to get a hold of.
No.
As I always say when I'm talking to any of these guys, I've always been told to shoot for the moon.
Exactly. Why not?
If they say no, oh well.
But
Just real quick, I looked up Baron Vaughn. He's done quite a bit. Most recently, he was Tom Servo in Mystery Science Theater 3000.
Oh, fantastic.
He was Nabud Bergstein in Grace and Frankie.
That's that
Netflix
show.
series, right?
Yeah, and he was Ken in Superstore.
I watched that. That was good.
I'm sorry. Who in Superstore?
Ken.
Is that the college student?
I'm trying to
Yeah.
remember.
Like the main character?
No, he was only in
Jonah.
6 episodes.
Yeah, that was Jonas.
It was
Oh,
Jonah.
yeah.
Amy.
Come on, Glenn.
He was Zeke in Comedy Bang Bang.
Leo,
Yes, of course. Let's go.
Leo, stop on your head.
Already.
Stop on your head.
Sorry.
No, but like I said, this is just like, again, I was thinking of things that we could watch and review and have a good time with, and this was like number one. So
if we were going to rate this, how many bow staffs?
Ooh, we're going bow staffs.
are we
Leo?
okay?
Leo,
Okay,
why don't we go
wait.
from top to bottom?
Are we doing it? Are we rating both the movie and the book, or is it one unilateral
Both.
bow staff rating?
Do both.
Oh, both. Okay. Cool. Do your thing.
Leo, set it off.
Okay. Wow. Separately, well, I'd have to give the book a solid 4, and the movie I enjoyed more, so I'm going to give that a 4.4.
Okay.
Oh, much more.
Yeah.
Interesting. All right. And for me, I'm going to say the book was a 4 and the animated was a 3.75. I feel the opposite.
Ooh.
Okay.
How about you, Jar?
I'm gonna go a 4.356 on the book. Actually, I'd probably go more 4.5 because I really want Freddie to do the show sometime in August. Freddie, you watch this episode, okay? And the movie I'd probably put at a 4. Like Joker, I liked it. Don't get me wrong, I had a lot of fun with it. Just I did go in critiquing it right from the beginning, so like I didn't just sit back and enjoy. So I think that probably took me away. As soon as I was listening to voices like that, yeah, it took me out of it. Not out of it. It just, yeah, I should have just went in to have a good time.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, Justin. Since
And
this
plus, the art of them was kind of like a little off. Sorry.
I'm gonna stick with Jar Jar Jeremy's 4.675. Was it
Somewhere
right,
around
for the book? Yeah. just because
high.
Yeah, it's that R squared for that. Just because I like the sequel to this one so much that it kind of knocks this one down, because I'm like, the story for the next one is just so good, and the one after that's really great too. So I like all of them, and the artwork, like the artwork's amazing. So I'd say that, and this is probably my second favorite DC animated, and I think my first is maybe either it's one of the Crisis ones, or Flashpoint, or Gotham by Gaslight. It just kind of depends, but yeah,
one of those 4.
This
but
one's
this
a
one's
5
definitely
for me.
number 2.
Wait, which one?
You said this is number 2, but out of those other 4 movies,
I can't remember which one I like the most, because I've watched Flashpoint Paradox so many times, and Crisis, I liked the Crisis one, Crisis on Multiple Earths, so much that I emailed Dwayne McDuffie. So I was like, I love this. So it's like, it just kind of depends. But this is like my solid number 2.
Okay.
Solid number 2.
In the end, I'm gonna have to kind of still agree with Jeremy and Justin. I'm gonna give it a 4.67, whatever. Again, I very rarely will give a 5, but this was really great, really fun. And the movie, I'm gonna give it something similar, 4.5. The ending credits thing still kind of throws me off because I feel like it's probably the weakest point of it. Otherwise, this entire movie is 100% fun. And honestly, it's the kind of thing that I feel both adults and kids could enjoy. It's not too much. It's not too graphic or intense. It's pretty by the books. And, it's pretty funny. Also, we forgot really great. I just remember really great fun moments when Damien literally causes Baxter Stockman to vomit himself and pass out without throwing a punch. And all Damien says is, "I'm very disappointed by this."
Just Damien's attitude throughout the whole thing. I just love that style of Damien. It's just.
I'm glad to hear so many people saying nice things about Damien.
I like Damien. I mean, you can go back to New 52, and I like Damien, and that's not a popular opinion.
Really? Is there really that much hate?
He's just a petulant child. That's what he's always been. Right?
Yeah, but he can back it up.
Yeah, and he was like raised by the League of Assassins, so he's kind of got this like "fuck you" attitude. Also,
have you read his new book?
No,
Damien wrote a book. You
is that the cover that we just saw at the beginning of the show, Leo?
Let's see. It's the new Robin series.
A lot of people give hell to Tom King's run and all that for Batman, but those moments that he had with Dick Grayson were fantastic.
I thought Tom King's run was great up until I didn't really
the
care
last
for the
5
whole
issues,
thing
maybe.
with the Catwoman thing. We all knew that wasn't going to happen, but yeah, I got up to like issue 80 before I fell off. So
I think that was his last issue when James took over.
Oh, so yeah.
You
so
did good.
I made it. I think the last villain was the
KG Beast.
KG Beast. Thank you. My brain just
went.
Yeah,
that didn't seem to really go anywhere, did it?
No, it really didn't.
Well, it didn't work out too well for KG Beast. I'll tell you that much. But
no. But so that's my feeling. It's high up there. Please, if you have no idea what we've been talking about this whole time, do yourself a favor. Read the book. Watch the movie.
Yeah. And
rewatch the podcast.
My least favorite rendition of the Joker.
Oh, as the Cobra or just...
Yeah, just...
Oh, yeah, that was...
Surprisingly, I don't like the one from Hush. Just when you see like the super long nose and all that, like, Jim Lee, do better. Yeah.
I didn't have a problem with it. But then again,
yours is regal.
Thank you. It's Roman all over my face.
Oh, jeez.
I guess
and on that note, Leo.
Yeah, we'll wrap it up.
Wrap it up.
We'll wrap it up.
Yeah, I want to thank everybody for watching this fine evening. For me, just Google Leo Pond. You find a bunch of stuff. Could be true, could be not. I'm not going to say which it was which. But I run a little thing called the Dorkening Podcast Network. Head on over to thedorkening.com. You can find all the shows there. A lot of awesome people doing a lot of awesome stuff. And including Mr. Justin. How's it going, bud?
Good. Got turtles all over the place. Guys, thanks for having me on. Sorry I jumped on a little bit late, but shameless plug. If you've liked hearing a little bit about the turtles, if maybe you want to hear some of my turtle voices, you could check over the podcast Epic Tales from the Sewers, epictalesfromthesewers.com.
Awesome.
When is that on? Is that
That's on the Dorkening.
No, when?
Oh, whenever you like, because it's audio only. You can, you can download it on any platform.
Awesome. Jar Jar.
Oh, hey, Jeremy Courtney over on Facebook, and Comic Book Lovers Buy, Sell, Trade, and Auction House on Facebook. Also, come by, sell, trade, and auction your comic books and talk some dork stuff.
Woohoo. Velvet. Oh, I
Here I am, Velvet Joker, aka Rich Davis on Facebook, Velvet Joker 2021 on Instagram. You can find me every Tuesday night here on the award-winning Splash Pages. That's all I got to say today.
Mr. Drew.
Hello, everyone. My name is Mr. Drew. And when I'm not here on Splash Pages, you can find me on my Facebook or perhaps my Instagram. And if you need those links, they're right below. Not literally right below. That's the other half of me. But I do things here. I do things there. I also do things with Screen Rant. If you've been paying attention, you probably check that out. If you're not tuning for the first time, you've probably written me off as some sort of arrogant schmuck in a turtle shirt. And Rich, fairly accurate. And with that note, thank you for watching. Love you all.
Bye.
Bye.